G'day, welcome back to another YouTube video. And today, as you can see, we've got another tier list. And it's the last tier list I did, popped off. If you haven't seen that yet, check it up right here. But since that video was really good, you guys seem to have been interested in that. I've decided to make another one. Now this one is all the Fortnite seasons. I haven't played all of them. I played most of them. To be honest, I lost a little bit of interest in Fortnite for a while. I didn't play much. I also hadn't started really. Like I played a few seasons, but I'll explain to you guys as we get through all the seasons on here. So first up, we got, of course, you guys didn't know, Fortnite actually had a pre-season. So it was the game before they brought out all the different seasons and chapters. Fortnite pre-season was started it out very OG. Really not too much different to OG Chapter 1 gameplay wise. It's just there wasn't really like any skins or you could order like no battle pass really. I never played this season, so I can't really give it a ranking because I actually never played the pre-season. I did play Chapter 1 though. Chapter 1, Season 1, and I did play it not too much to fully understand the game. I did play it enough, but it is what started off Fortnite, so I was going to put it as mid, because I haven't really played it too much, but because it's what's the start of now my most favourite game to play, it has to be good. If you guys OG seasons now, that in the Chapter 6 OG, is now based off this game, so it's good to kind of so I can understand what it was like back then. Next we got Chapter 2 with Black Knight. Another really OG season. I actually did not play much of Chapter 2. I can't remember much of it. I think I only played like 2 games really, because I didn't have my own console back then. I was just playing at my friend's house. So I can't really judge it since I didn't really play it that much. Chapter 3. I kind of remember Chapter 3. It was a bit of a, to be honest, it was kind of, I don't remember too much of it, because again, I didn't really play that much of that season. So I feel like I can't rank it, because I didn't really play that much. Next we got Chapter 4. I did actually play Chapter 4 a little bit more than all the other seasons. It wasn't that much more, but I did actually play it a decent amount. It's a pretty good season, but not really too much happened yet. It was decent, like live events. I'm pretty sure that has either come. Like I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So Chapter 4 is a pretty OG sort of. It is OG, but it was. I think we had our first major live event when the comet or meteor crashed into the world Fortnite, and we actually have these shards all around the map. I remember seeing these shards. I still didn't really play it too much. Next up, we got Chapter 5. Chapter 5, again, still pretty OG. It's like, maybe, it's not even been a year yet of Fortnite. Chapter 5, I remember, is the season when basically reality, we first had the introduction of 0 Point. Reality started to get messed up quite a lot. This is when, like, we had, I think it was like, Tomato Town was, in the game getting destroyed. So, hang on a second. I've just noticed I actually had Chapter 5 and Chapter 4 mixed around. The Chapter 4 needs to go up here. This is Chapter 5.
Bruh.
So, I reckon it does actually belong in mid, to be honest. I mean, it was kind of a hype season, to be honest. First time we had like collabs with skins and in real life, and we had like Tomato Town rock up in a desert in the video. It wasn't actually in real life, but we had, I'm pretty sure, like there was like little clues and stuff like that in some areas around the world. Next up we got Chapter 6. This is, I'm trying to figure out what season that was. I think this was our first Fortnite season. This season is the season of the cube. So I'm pretty sure, so after the reality event, we actually had the cube spawn. And I'm pretty sure this is the season where we had first the introduction of the cube and the cube monsters, maybe. Pretty good season, to be honest. I will put it there. Not above OG, because just OG just a little bit better. The next season we got is this season. This is like, I think, our first Winterfest sort of like season, like full-on Winterfest season. When we had the Ice King, we also had the introduction of aeroplanes in the game. We also had the introduction of like maybe like a lot of different other sort of like features. I think we also had, I'm trying to think, like the sword. You know that what's it called? That really big sword. But this season was the season of the prisoner. When we had him in his prison, he was trying to escape. I remember I was kind of like really big into the story back then. A lot of people really were. I believe there's a lot of challenges based around the story as well to give you like little. Yeah, Fortnite back in the OG times was really story based. Unlike now, when they've kind of just gone off the gameplay, it is still a little bit story based. But the story back then was so like always linking with every season. It always had a purpose. To be honest, I think this is where it was at the peak of its storyline. So I want to put it as good, the top of good. Next up, we got. This is now. I did play a lot from this season on. This is the season when we had the pirates. We had the big volcano. We had. This is chapter. Well, I think it's chapter 1, season 8, and this is when we had the big pirate ship. There's cannons that launched you around the map. So it's a pretty good season. This is when I really got into Fortnite the most. So that's going to go on top of good as well. Probably very top of good. Just because that's the season that got me into Fortnite. Like the main season that got me into it. Next we got chapter 9. This is when we had a bit of a like I think there was Paley was in a cave and he got juiced. We got Bunker Jonesy. We got the old version of the Lufu skin. To be honest, it was a pretty cool season. I actually enjoyed the season itself with all the guns and the loot that was in that season. I did not like what Bunker Jonesy did to Peely. Just because what he did to Peely, it's gonna go bad. He shouldn't have done that, you know. Fortnite kind of messed up when they did that. I mean, I understand why. I didn't like how they did that. I believe that was like a futuristic season when they came from, you know, the pirates in the past all the way to the future. Actually, you know what? I want to put it. It's gonna go good just because of the future. Bottom of good. The future scene, city, that was really cool. To be honest, I think we had like neon tilted, all that sort of stuff. That was a pretty cool season. To be honest. Next we got Chapter X. Chapter X was another really cool season. To be honest. Season X is the end of the chapter. The worst bit about this bit is when we had the black hole event. That killed us all. We all know that. Everyone who played that season, we had to get stuck with the black hole for I think it was like 2, maybe 3 days. It just drove me crazy. Then you had the long updates, and then you had to try and get into the long queue times. It was just so crazy. This was at Fortnite's peak. Like, so many people playing Fortnite non-stop. And, to be honest, it was really hyped this season. Actually, no, this season was really hypeable. So they could have done a lot of things different. But this season mainly hyped up for the next chapter. It was pretty good season, to be honest, but I'm just going to put it as mid. Next, we got Chapter 2, Season 1. Now, this is what was really hyped up from Chapter X. This season was when we had the first look of our new map. So we had a completely different map. It was basically a restart of the map because the other map, I believe, got destroyed. Because going off memory, Chapter X, so back in Chapter X, this is the other one I just did. There was pretty sure that's the one where we had the big fights and there was the mechs, to be honest. Mechs were annoying. So I believe Chapter 2, we had no more mechs. That was like the biggest sort of upside to that season. This season, Chapter 2, Season 1, is actually really big storyline still, and they were talking a lot about the reality, 0 Point, and how it's really unstable. I believe this is the season when there might have been like they led up instantly from the beginning of the season for the end of the season, and we, at least for our next map, you know, when we had, and I believe this chapter was actually a really short chapter. I'm pretty sure it only went for like maybe 2 or 3 seasons. I could be wrong here, but yeah, it's interesting to know how they led up to the end of the chapter at the beginning of the season. So story-wise, it was really good. The gameplay I did enjoy, but it's still mid. Next up, we actually got my favorite season. This is the season when we had Midas, we had Sky, we had Meowscles, we had what's the other guy's name? We had Tiantina and I think Brutus. With so it was really good. The mythics were crazy overpowered. I remember like actually shooting on people with the minigun. And Sky's beam to grapple was so good for movement. Even Kid's launcher was good for movements, and the shotgun. Midas's drum gun was also good. I remember doing, I think maybe a video, or maybe it wasn't even a video, I just did it for fun, getting every single mythic, and I was just unstoppable. This season actually was my favorite season, so it's got to go to Superior. Next up, we got the season 3. This is when they kind of do it to Ocean. So you had, you know, the Ocean character. A lot of water was all over the map. There was a lot to do with boats. There was sharks. I remember how many times we all died to sharks in the middle of a fight, just getting third party by a shark. And that pissed me off so much. But the season itself was pretty good. There's a lot of water everywhere, which is the negative side to the map. But I did actually enjoy again playing that season, so it's got to go in good. Next up, so we got Nexus War. This is when I believe our second collab with Marvel. Bro, this is our first collab with Marvel. So Nexus War, this is when Thor brought in all the other Marvel characters like Iron Man, Captain America, everybody. And this is when I believe when we had the whole like Iron Man POI, and you got the Uni Beam, you had the gauntlets. They were really OP. I'd actually really, to be honest, I enjoyed the season 2. I'm gonna put it up as Superior, especially being a big Marvel fan that I am. So many things that happened in that game that I just really enjoyed, and I never thought they could do it as good again. Now we got 0 Point. Now I believe this is the end of the chapter. This is when we had a lot to do with Star Wars. We had Meowscles, no, not Meowscles, what's the name? We had Mancake, and we had Mandalorian, we had Baby Yoda as a backpack. This is when we had a lot to do with Star Wars, and this is when that Mandalorian sniper was actually really strong. I can't remember if there was lightsabers or not in this. I have a feeling there was, and if it was, that's what ruined the season, was the lightsabers. The fact that you would just be fighting, and some random guy would come with the lightsabers and just kill you and the guy you're fighting, or the guy you're fighting will just decide to bring it out, charge into your box, nothing you can do. You can't build your way up because you're just phasing through all your builds with a lightsaber. The season itself, to be honest, was kind of mid. Mancake was, I think, the only reason that saved this season, stop it from being the worst season. So I'm gonna put, it's gonna get bad. Yeah, that kind of lost me. You know, I played still, but I was starting to buy down a little bit of Fortnite. Then Fortnite Primal came out. Fortnite Primal, which is also Chapter 2. It was really interesting. You know, you had the wolves, which basically, like the sharks, just come out of nowhere and hit you. Chickens, when you're really low, just come and kill you. Like, why do they decide to make chickens attack? Chickens are supposed to be running away and peaceful. The guns were horrible. I hated the guns. The only thing that was good about the guns is that you could upgrade them. I did like the storyline quest that came out with that season. We did have the introduction of balls as well. And we had bones, and you could get meats and tame them. It was... I don't like this season. It was pretty cool in the way of what they brought into the game. But I don't like how they brought it in or what they did once those stuff was brought into the game, like the animals and the guns. Those guns were actually horrible. So next up, we got Fortnite Invasion. Another season that actually I liked, but it actually drove me crazy. Because Fortnite Invasion was the season when we had UFOs and alien abductions. I liked the alien abductions. When you could go up, you could try and get all these orbs, get really good loot. I really did enjoy that. That was a pretty cool feature that they added. I didn't like how UFOs just constantly spam you and pick you up, and people would grief you with UFOs. That I did not like. The season itself was pretty okay, so I'm going to put it at mid. Next up, we got Fortnite Cubed. Now, Fortnite Cubed was another pretty decent season with the Cube involved. This is when we had the Cube Queen, we had a Cube POI. Everywhere was like sort of getting taken over by the Cube. This storyline was really big again back then. It was pretty cool season. I believe there was like upgraded Cube monsters that were really annoying. We had Venom introduced, so we had a collab with Venom. Venom actually got brought in as, I believe, a Battle Pass skin. It was still, it was a little bit of a letdown. You know, going from the last invasions through this, you were expecting something big, just to go to, we had another invasion. From an invasion of aliens to an invasion of the Cube Queen. Like, we don't need 2 invasions in a row. It's got to be, to be honest, it's a bad season. It's not really a good season at all. Next up, though, we do have... as you just saw, I just downgraded. I was just thinking how bad Primal was. It's got to be the worst season, so I just downgraded it. At least one of the worst seasons. Next up, we got Fortnite Chapter 3. So we had the beginning of Chapter 3 now. This is when we had another collab with Marvel. It wasn't a full-on collab with Marvel, though. This is when we had Spider-Man brought into us. We had Venom in the last season. This season we got Spider-Man. And we had the Spider-Man Mythics, where you could swing around, and they were really good for movement. I really loved this season, especially with the Spider-Man ability, like with the Mythic, to be able to fly around, chase off after people, fight, get in the fight, get away from fights. Just and looking for the movement is just really, really good for this season. They brought back a bunch of my favorite guns again, so I really did like this season. I think it's gonna go superior. It's just a top tier for me. Now we got Fortnite Resistance. This is when we first had like 2 sort of sides. This is when I believe we had Dr. Stallone, and we had the Fortnite characters trying to break free from 0 points. This season, to be honest, was a little bit odd to me. I didn't personally like this season, so I'm just gonna put it as bad. Next up, we got Fortnite Vibing, and as I said, it's vibing. It was a vibe season. I really was like, I was chilled. It wasn't like I was trying to be sweaty. It wasn't like didn't like the game. I didn't want to play. I'm just only playing just so I can be good still. I was just vibing. It was literally just a chill season. So I'm gonna put this probably in mid-season, probably at bottom or mid. There we go, just below season X. Now we got Fortnite Paradise. Now, going off memory, this season, I really do not like this season. This is the season when we had we had again another back-to-back club with Marvel. Actually, it wasn't really back-to-back this one, because we had Chapter 3, when we had a collab with Spider-Man. Before that, we had a collab with Venom. Then we had another season, which was Resistance. We didn't have really many collabs. Then we had another collab again with Marvel in this season. This season, so Paradise is what it was called. I don't think it was Paradise. And we had Spider-Gwen, come into it as a battle pass skin. This is the season I believe with a lot of chrome. I hated the chrome. How I would be boxing, I'd just try to heal, and all of a sudden I get sucked in by this chrome, or people would just come through, phase through the chrome. I really hated the chrome. And it was unavoidable. Most of the map was covered, and the more you played, I believe the more the map got covered. And again, this was to do with another big boss that Fortnite had to conquer. The full part of the storyline. It was again big in storyline. That's the only reason why I did play it. But I still wasn't the biggest fan of this season, so it's just a bad season. Like, this is when Fortnite kind of was losing me as a fan, because I had 2 bad seasons in a row, and I was just waiting for them to try and do something better. Next up, we actually had Chapter 4, so we had the introduction to Chapter 4. This is when the world actually flipped, and I think we actually went back to the OG sort of map, but it was different in a way. This is when the map, so it flipped over. We didn't realize that there was actually another island underneath the island that we were already on. So this season, beginning of Chapter 4, Chapter 4.1, it was actually medieval themed. So this is when we first sort of like came into medieval. Like, we had all the skins were based off sort of like knights. We had it was just that's mainly all it was. It was just medieval themed. This could be the season, I believe, when we had the introduction of the hammer. So that's pretty good. The hammer was really good for movement. I still wasn't a big fan of this, but it's gonna be mid. It's gonna put it mid. So the next season, Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 2. This is when we had another futuristic sort of season. I remember there was a season called Mega City that was like a futuristic area. There was a lot to do with katanas and like sort of like Japanese style areas. But the katanas were really good for movements. And I remember there was just like rail blades that you could stand on, and basically like a zipline, but you could stand on them instead, and you could go around a lot of cities. It was a pretty cool season, to be honest. So I'm gonna put this as good, probably above OG, because I actually quite enjoyed that season. It was one of the really top sort of tier seasons to me. Next up, we got Fortnite Wilds. They tried to go back to Primal again. I don't know why they keep trying to go back to Primal. Nobody wanted Primal the first time. Everybody hated Primal the first time, so why do they do it again the second time? Like, just don't they understand? Nobody wants Primal, so why would you do it again? Except this time they did Primal with a twist. We had, I believe this is when we had Transformers, we had the Transformer guns. And the Transformers is what kind of carried the season. I believe this is the same sort of time as Transformers Beast was coming out in the movie, and that's why they did the collab. Transformers is what made this from being a worse season to a bad season. Next up, this season I never really played that much. This is the season when we had the introduction of Cabulane. To be honest, I don't remember anything in the season. I barely played it because I was so done. They brought Wild back again, and I was just done. I couldn't be bothered anymore. Took a big break, and I just couldn't bother. The next season we had brought back the ballers and the drift boards. I don't remember too much about the storyline, because this was the season when I was just I was getting back into Fortnite, trying to build back up my skills that I had, because I had lost quite a bit of it, to be honest. I just stopped playing. It was a pretty mid-season in my opinion. It wasn't the best, but also it wasn't the worst. Now, the next season that we got is Fortnite Underground. This season was really, to be honest, based off... Back with Salone again. We had Salone. She was really, really annoying, in my opinion. We had a lot to do with the other players, or other contenders, I would say, in this game. Like Jonesy, trying to escape the underground. I believe this is the introduction to trains. We had the first look at trains going around the city, which we still have now. It wasn't a horrible season, so I just want to grab this, and I might pop it up. It's gonna be mid. We got a lot in mid right now. Next up, we got the God season. So this is like this season when we had all the flying, like the big God wings. I forgot what they're called when you could fly really high. There was also the Hercules chains, I believe it was. Oh no, the Hercules lightning bolt. There was also the chains you could grab. You could like chuck and pull people to you, and you can whack them and hit them. They did bring back quite a few good guns again this season. I actually liked this season quite a bit, but it's got to go mid again. It's got to go mid. I have to. To be honest, because I can't say it's really good. Like, it's not like I really love it. It was just a season. Yeah, I just played it. I enjoyed the season. Nah, you know what? It's gonna go good. It's gonna go good. It's gotta. Can't just say it's not good. It was a good season. Next up we got this next season. It's the season when we got introduction to Fortnite Wrecked. This was when we had all the new cards come in. This is when we had the mythic cards as well. To be honest, those cards were really annoying. I believe we had zero build as well. And when you're in zero build, cards are just so annoying. They'll just constantly keep coming after you, and it was just overpowered. I think it was actually cards were so overpowered they had to remove it in comp. But actually, overall, the season itself was good. So I put it up with good. Then we got the next season's Absolute Doom. This one, again, another collab with Marvel. We had the Return of Doom, a different version of Doom. So we have two Doom skins. I don't know why they just didn't make it style. Maybe because they're both Battle Pass skins. Anyway, we had the Return of Doom again, a different version of Doom. We had the return of some mythics. We had new Iron Man mythics. We had We had a Captain America mythic again. We didn't have Thor this time, but we did have we had machine that's in there. He would, and similar to Iron Man's mythics, except you know, you couldn't fly as high. It was just more like a machine gun, so it was still pretty good. The mythics. You could also find different versions of War Machines, so they weren't mythic, but the main was your hero. Then they nerfed it, they changed it, made it a little bit more even. Then it became good. It was another good season in my opinion. Then we got the beginning of the new chapter that we're in now, chapter 6. So this is a chapter remix. So chapter 2 remix, basically, we went back to what it was like in chapter 2. At this point, I think they just ran out of ideas, just repeating themselves more and more and more. But what I did like is the return of all those mythics. Like we had the drum gun, we had Snoop Dogg, it was very music themed. We had the Juice WRLD live events. It was really high into music this season, and I didn't enjoy the music part as such. I enjoyed the map, I enjoyed gameplay, how we had a lot of the old mythics coming back. And again, this season didn't last long. It was a pretty short season. I wish it went longer. It's got to go good. Now we got the season that we're in now. Chapter 6, Season 2. This season... is it Season 2 or Season 1? I can't remember. Anyway, this season, Fortnite Hunter. It's very, as you guys will know from watching my other videos, it's very Japanese style. There's lots to come in, like Baymax. There's going to be Godzilla coming out soon. Right now it's Winterfest. If you guys also haven't already, check the link below, and also the card is popping up right now for my last video I did, which was a Christmas special. So I did a Fortnite montage this season to a Christmas song, and it was using simple edits only, because yes, we had the introduction to simple edits this season. Simple edits in a way are really good, but also really bad. I do prefer the old way of editing. I'm just trying to get used to simple edits. But it just helps me get better on keyboard and mouse, because I have recently changed over to keyboard and mouse. Having this introduction to simple edits has just made me so I can focus on my building more than having to focus on the editing. So it makes it a little bit easier that way, so that when I get my buildings down pat, I can go back to the old way and do the proper editing. which to me, it's cleaner. There's a few things about this new editing, like how you can do peanut butter edits, that's really clean. There have been rumors about simple building coming out. I don't think I'll be interested in that. That'll be handy for people like Elemental Gaming, the other streamer that I play with, and people like my family that I play with, like my brothers and my stepmom. They've been in quite a few videos with you guys, but it's been a grind. This season has actually probably got me back into YouTube the most. You know, I've done the most videos this season, I've done the most challenges. I've actually gotten better since simple edits, you know, sort of helped me focus on my builds, as I said before. This season is a really good season, so it is going to go good. So that's all the Fortnite seasons right there. This is my opinion of all the chapters, all the seasons put together, from superior to games I haven't played, and to the worst season. Worst season having to be Primal. Honestly, Primal, why do they do it? Please, Fortnite, never bring Primal back. And it's just the worst. If you want to bring something back again, stick with this OG run. This OG Fortnite game is really good. I do enjoy that. But if they want to go back to something again, my opinion was either return to something like Season X, go back to like futuristic type, maybe, you know, bring back lots of movements. Like this season we've got pretty good movement with the new version of the sword or katana type. So yeah, Fortnite, you guys did good with quite a few of the games. You know, a lot of games kind of mid to me, a lot of the games were good. To be honest, some of those games in mid probably could go good. To be honest, most of those games that are in mid is just because I just don't feel like they were really good, but they're just normal standards for Fortnite. Bad was when Fortnite sort of started lacking in their standards a little bit. And I actually had stopped playing Fortnite for maybe, I played it, but not like every day. I went from playing daily, grinding, making videos, to I just stopped playing. I barely played Fortnite, maybe once a month, maybe every few weeks, just to play with my mates. That was it. I really got off. This season has brought me back. To be honest, last season brought me back a little bit as well. I was playing more towards the end of last season. But yeah, this season definitely has brought me back, and that's the reason why it isn't good. It's because it's brought me back, and I'm making more content again. I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying making content for you guys as well. So, but anyway, if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Comment down below if you guys like this. If you have any other suggestions to more tier lists I should do. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you can hear when I do my posts. I am trying to do weekly posts from now on. It's been a bit hard because of the holidays, you know, Christmas holidays, taking a bit of a break. There's been quite a few days recently when I've been doing daily uploads. I would love to keep doing daily, but it's just too much of a grind at the moment. I've got too much going on. So hopefully I can get to weekly uploads. And maybe if I have extra content to make, maybe more than weekly. So from now on, as I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button so you can tell when I do my uploads. Check out all my last videos that I've uploaded over the last few weeks. They have been bangers. Every single video has been a banger. If it's from insights into the game modes that are coming out, or if it is gameplay of those game modes when they come out, montages, or even just tier lists, go check them all out. They're all in my channel, so go check that out. And thank you all for watching. Have a good day. Peace out.